Welcome back. This is ChaosPages, or Bay, if Bay is watching this. Yeah, I'm a millennial. I use the word Bay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not Canadian. I'm American. I'm sorry. I've been each time I do a new video, I will look at the old video, and so far, this is part 3. So far they're looking okay. Obviously, I'm still getting that frame issue, but I am okay. I'm just gonna fuck with this guy. This ability makes you immobile. If you didn't know that, which my girlfriend probably does not, 'cause she doesn't play the game. Yeah, it's just a funny douche thing to do. I'm not gonna fight that guy because I'm not an ass. Yeah, so we're picking up again. We're leveling. We're trying to get through this freaking horrible place. Last video I mentioned an issue with paradoxes, I think, about Warlords of Draenor, and I'm going to talk about that right now as I fight these things. First of all, they were, am I getting lag? No. There was a debate about whether they should do Legion or Warlords of Draenor first. And they decided on Warlords of Draenor first because it kind of fit with current events. We had just defeated Garrosh, the racist Horde war chief who thought all orcs should be the Horde should be orcs, you know. And so it kind of fit with what he was doing. Like, him starting a Legion invasion wouldn't make much sense because he is not Team Legion. I just accidentally blew my cover there. And secondly, the point of Warlords was to wrap up the Garrosh storyline and to get alternate Gul'dan to our universe to start Legion. And that was the point. And so if you think of Warlords purely to get alternate Gul'dan to our universe, to get Draenor 2 Gul'dan to Azeroth 1, I would say, personally. Why is this freaking guy swimming? What the hell is going on? Oh, excuse me, I just burped. So they needed a way to get him to our Azeroth, which is the world that we live in. I forget that some of these words don't make sense to a certain someone, but yeah, so purely to get him there. And so to do that, they had to make up some way that he could travel to Azeroth without the Dark Portal, which was destroyed at the beginning of the Warlords launch. Yeah. So what they came up with was that all demons are bound to the Twisting Nether. Demons are bound to the Twisting Nether, meaning they can only be killed in the Twisting Nether. And they belong in the Twisting Nether. That's like their home. They live there. All the demons live there. They party there, etc. But the Twisting Nether is above all realities. Now what that means is that in the multiverse, where here's Azeroth 1 and Azeroth 2 and Azeroth 3 and Draenor 1, Draenor 2, Draenor 3, Draenor 4, etc., etc., there's only one Twisting Nether, meaning there's only one Burning Legion. Now this completely broke the freaking game, the lore of the game, which I will remind you again, I play games for the lore of the game. I like the story. The story is important to me. It's the most important part of the game. Now what happened here is, by saying this, certain events involving demons don't make sense anymore. For example, let's forget about warlords for a second and talk about the Prime universe. In our universe, the orcs were given demon blood at year -3 or whatever, because year 0 is the dark portal, which is when the Warcraft movie takes place. So before that happens, the orcs are given demon blood by a demon called Manaroth, and that makes them green. It turns their brown skin green. Now, in Warlords, this is an alternate universe. So, and let's assume that the Legion is not above time, that they have to obey time. The demons have to obey time. Let's just say that. In Warlords, Manaroth offers them the blood again, but in this time they don't drink it, and that's why Warlords of Draenor happens, and that's why we have to fight the orcs, because they didn't drink the blood, and they're their own people, and now they're coming to attack us. Now, how can if there's only one Manaroth, if there's only one copy of him throughout the multiverse, how is he in two places at once? How is he in our universe giving the orcs the demon blood, and that universe giving those orcs the demon blood? How is this happening? Now let's assume that the Legion doesn't need to obey the rules of time. That means that he gave the orcs blood, the demon blood, consecutively. So let's say he did it in our universe, and then he did it in their universe after. Now what happens in our universe is an orc called Gromash Hellscream kills Manaroth after drinking his blood and saves the orcs from the demon blood. But once again, demons can only die in the Twisting Nether, so he goes back to the Twisting Nether, and so he's still alive again. So he died from this escapade. Why in the hell would he go to an alternate timeline and give the orcs the demon blood again? The same orcs the demon blood. Why would he do that? Because if things play out like they did, he's just gonna freaking die again. He's gonna get killed again. Why would he do this? What the hell is going on here? Now that's just one example. Another example is people who became demons. For example, I'm going to explain this for people who have never heard about World of Warcraft at all. Like my girlfriend has not. Well, she has, but she doesn't know anything, so I'm explaining it for her so she can kind of understand what I'm saying. There's a race called the Draenei, which look like the thing I did in my last video. I turned into a Draenei type thing. Pardon me, I need to start over. There's a race called the Eridar. Pardon me. They have 3 leaders: Velen, Kil'jaeden, and Archimonde. Now, Kil'jaeden and Archimonde become demons, and all of the Eridar become demons, except Velen and a couple Eridar who start calling themselves Draenei and flee the planet. And they flee the planet, and they go to all sorts of different planets, and the demons chase them around until they come to this planet, Outland, which is formerly known as Draenor, or this is also Draenor. So they land on Draenor, and they meet up with the orcs, and all that happens, all that story happens. Now those Archimonde and Kil'jaeden became demons. So they were not always demons. Once upon a time, they were people, or a race of mortal people. Actually, Draenei, it appears that Draenei are immortal, but that's not the point. And now we know in Warlords, on the alternate Draenor, we know Velen is alive, and a different Velen from our Velen. And this villain actually dies in the questing experience of Shadow Moon Valley. I'm being attacked. But our villain does not, and he's actually a part of Legion. So we know that the Draenei are not... the Draenei can be copied. I'm screwing up in my explanation. There are different Draenei for each individual universe or dimension or whatever. So our dimension has this Draenei, and that dimension has this Draenei, meaning at some point in time they had an Archimonde and Kil'jaeden, and in this universe we had an Archimonde and Kil'jaeden. So we had separate Archimonde and Kil'jaedens. However, because the Legion all exist in one place, they all go to the same place. So our Archimonde and Kil'jaeden live in the same space as their Archimonde and Kil'jaeden. So that means any universe that had... I'm just running around instead of doing things because I'm explaining. Any universe that had an Archimonde and a Kil'jaeden that became a demon, all of those guys live in the same universe, so potentially they could have infinite copies of Archimondes and Kil'jaedens, and any other creature that ascended to a demon in multiple universes would all exist in the same freaking place. So I can't help but wonder, why don't they attack us with an army of Kil'jaedens or something? Why don't they send 20 Kil'jaedens here and we would be destroyed? Like, why doesn't that happen? It doesn't make any sense. Another issue that I've heard, there's a guy over there that I need to avoid. Another thing I've heard, actually Nobble said this, was if they... I hate that noise. Why does it do that? If they exist across all... or if they can go... What am I saying? If they are above realities, and they can travel to any reality they want, as we have seen, they can travel to ours, and they can travel to the Warlords of Draenor reality. Draenor 2, they can travel there if they want. So they can travel to any reality they want, it appears. Why are they so interested in our Azeroth? And more importantly, they get their ass kicked. Let me think. They've gotten their ass kicked, I want to say, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4? No, 3. They've gotten their ass kicked 3 times. And after Legion runs its course, spoiler alert, we're going to win, obviously. They will have attacked us 4 times and lost 4 times. Why don't they just go somewhere else? Are they failing at that universe too? Are they failing in all universes? Then what is the point of demons? They're not even tough shit anymore. So this raises a great many problems, that just saying that they exist in all realities. Now, I actually talked with a friend of mine. This guy right here, Darth Biba. I was talking to him, and we actually came up with a explanation that actually makes freaking sense. Now, this is our explanation. Let's forget about the being above all universes. And let's just say each universe has its own twisting nether and has its own set of demons. And during Warlords of Draenor, we just happen to cross over and see another universe. And that's all it is. That being said, Garrosh from our universe crossed over to that universe using the Caverns of Time to go into a corrupt timeway, which is an alternate universe. And there, with a artifact that from our universe, a time travel-y, timey-wimey bullshit artifact, he was able to connect that universe to our universe. And that's perfectly fine. That fits fantasy. It doesn't break any laws of, it doesn't create paradoxes or anything. And when we crossed over in the launch of Warlords of Draenor and destroyed the Dark Portal, we could say that the link still existed somehow, because Azeroth and Draenor, or as it's known now as Outland, Azeroth and Draenor have a connection. They have a special connection they have talked about in books and in short stories and in the game. So this special connection allows... Don't growl at me, buddy. Oh my god, I can't get in there. The special connection allows the connection between our universe and their universe to be preserved even after the destruction of the portal. Now, we could say after Garrosh crossed over, Gul'dan found out who he was, because we see in a cinematic he claims that he is Gromash's son, which he is in our universe, but in that universe Gromash does not have a son. So how could he know that? He could find out about our universe and our legion from Garrosh. And he finds out about our history as well, and the path that he was on, which is similar to what he did in our universe. I'm sorry if this explanation is getting crazy, because as you can tell, dealing with time travel just fucks everything up. But anyway, he tells the Gul'dan of our universe what he did didn't work, and he lost, and he died, and he finds that out from Garrosh, and so he decides not to trust the Legion in his universe, because if he keeps following their will, it'll just end up like it did before. So he goes back to the portal, the remains of the portal, and he contacts the Legion of our universe. And he starts taking orders from them. And during the Hellfire Citadel raid, he creates a portal to our Twisting Nether and draws forth our Archimonde. And we kill our Archimonde in the Twisting Nether, which you can see on Mythic difficulty. It wasn't very... it wasn't fleshed out that well because the Mythic difficulty... But that Archimonde that we killed is dead. So we could say he summoned the Archimonde from our universe, and we killed that Archimonde. And when he says to Gul'dan, "You made a pact," and he sends him through the portal. And what if this pact he made was to our Legion? And he sends him through the portal, which goes to our Twisting Nether, which the Kil'jaeden of that Twisting Nether sends him to our Azeroth to begin Legion. And I think this explanation gets rid of all that stupid paradoxy shit, because the Manaroth that was killed in that universe is that universe's Manaroth. Ours was killed in our universe. That crossover bullshit doesn't exist. It doesn't break the lore. Nothing happens like that. I think it's fleshed out very well. That was probably hard to understand because of the timey-wimey stuff. If I had pictures, it would probably be easier. But I do not, because I'm playing a game, and I'm just ranting about this story. And many people have asked about this, is that our Archimonde, or is the Legion still, is this happening, is this what? And it is my personal hope that Blizzard knows that they fucked up big time. I can't confirm that. I don't work for Blizzard. I was intending to send a letter with all of this in it, but I never did. I still might. because, like I said in the I don't I don't remember, one of the videos before this, I said I've been playing WoW for like 7 years. I've been reading the books. I love the game. I love the books. I love the story. I am a loyal. No, excuse me. I'm a loyal customer, and I don't appreciate the mistakes that just don't make sense. Like, you just break it. It's just broken. It's not even like an interpretation. It's just a paradox, which I don't appreciate. So I was meaning to write all this in a letter, but I did not, and I still might, because, like I said, I don't like this. And this information was brought to us by a tweet. It was tweeted. This paradox was caused by a freaking tweet, so it doesn't really reflect on Warlords of Draenor itself, but it happened during Warlords of Draenor, and it was because of Warlords of Draenor, because they had to have a reason for Gul'dan to travel to our Azeroth to start Legion. So I effectively blame it on Warlords, and thusly, Warlords is the worst expansion that this game has ever had, both in story and, I mean, not in story, but my personal opinion, because of the story, and by the subscription numbers. So you can always count on the subscription numbers to gauge the success of an expansion, I guess. But that's my 2 cents. I don't like what's happened, and I hope it gets changed. Any hole that I've found in Legion appears to be fixed by the Warcraft Chronicle, which is the big book that's long overdue, I might add. They just sit down and say, you know what, let's write all this shit out. Long overdue. Everything appears to be fixed by it. Appears. But nothing about the Legion issue, the Legion paradox. In fact, the Legion being above all realities is not even mentioned in the Chronicles, so I think it might be retconned. Hopefully it is retconned, because I don't want to see it in Legion. Like I said in a past video, Cataclysm was my previous favorite because of the end of the world shtick, you know? But I'm thinking Legion might be my new favorite, because it's the same theme like the end of the world, but as opposed to Cataclysm, where you just kill a dragon and the world is saved, there's a vast multitude of demons that are still a problem. Even if you cut the head off the snake, there's still plenty of demons. So this is like a big invasion, and it's awesome, and I think it's going to be my new favorite. What now? So I wouldn't want it to be tarnished with some timey-wimey paradox bullshit. I would want it to be perfect in my mind. There is an issue with the Doomhammer questline, if any of you have seen that. That they changed the Doomhammer prophecy to include the player, which I do not like at all, but it doesn't break anything, so it's okay. I can deal with it, it's fine. So I believe that is the only issue I'm having with Legion, so it's nigh perfect, so I wouldn't want it to be tarnished by this extra crap that's just crap and just horrible, bad storytelling. Yeah. Fuck, dude, I'm gonna kill you. You should've just gave me the thing, man. You should've just gave me the key. I'm hoping to level up before this video ends. We'll see. Did I get it? Oh, that's right. I need to go to the thing. And with that, I think I've talked all I can, really, about Legion. Or not Legion, but exactly, but wow, itself. I need to activate this, freaking hell. Need to activate this bomb. How dare you silence me, cur? There is an escort quest here, but I'm probably not going to do it. All these guys are going to get blown up. Oh my god. Wait. Wait. Boom. Yeah, they're all dead. Yay. That was my nose. I'm sorry. 63, that's 5, no, 6, no, 5. After this quest, or after I gain a level, I will have 5 levels before I can get out of this horrible place. I freaking hate this place. Like I said before, I freaking hate this place. It is the worst landmass in this game, I believe, in my opinion. 6, that's going to be 20, no, 2, 12, 13. 13, okay, I'm going to get it probably on the next quest.
Who you be?
I be the savior of everything.
Later.
Or I'm going to level up now because I'm rested.
Be seeing ya.
So now I have 60... I have 5 levels to go out of this freaking place. This horrible goddamn place. And I'm gonna be going here, and then here, and then here, and maybe here. But I'm going to Nagrand next. Yes, indeed. Yeah. I always do this quest on my plate wearers because of these pants. Yep. Sexy pants. But I'm not a plate wearer, so I don't even care. In fact, this is the... Yeah, see, that's ugly. I'm not gonna wear it though, because I have a better thing. Ah, yep. Yep. Pet battle. Could pet battle. There was a fishing tournament that I missed. Next Sunday, I might do this fishing tournament if it's still here. From what I've heard, the fishing tournament is going away for a time because they're going to update the UI. You know, they're going to put like a little exclamation point right here because, you know, they're getting the new world quests and crap. New UI. But yeah, that is the plan. Maybe I might do that. If it's still in, it might get taken out by the pre-patch. Who knows? I killed a bird. I'm a monster. But that's looking like the end of this video. Next time, I will continue to kill these bird things. Yep. See ya.